Hi and welcome back to Col U TV. I'm Lee Partridge and it's our pre-match show as we look ahead to today's action against Stevenage. We'll hear from the boss shortly, but first let's get this show on the road and get the thoughts of a player. This week on media duties is Luke Hannon.
Luke, point at home on Tuesday, back at home again on Saturday against a Stevenage side who are going well. How the side been preparing?
So like you say, it was a good point the other night. I think in our position we have to be grateful for every point we can get at the moment, and the performance that we showed as well. There's plenty of positives to take out of that game. I think I haven't checked the stats, but we have so many corners and attacking threats going into their box. It's just unfortunate that we were unable to keep the goals out as well. That's something that we're working on as well. Trying to be the better in both boxes, and then we're going to win games doing that. And especially with the chances we're creating, there's no reason why we can't go on to do that. And obviously, big game Saturday against Stevenage, who we know are doing really well. It'll be another tough test for us, but another home game to hopefully put a show on for the crowd and get them behind us again.
And there was a lot of positivity around after Tuesday's performance and taking the point. And does it feel like that within the squad as well? Perhaps you haven't picked up as many points as you want to, but does it feel like things are all moving in the right direction with the performance?
Yeah, like Gaffer said as well, our performances haven't been that bad. It's just we haven't been able to get the points maybe we deserved. And the lads can feel that as well. I think fair play to the fans. They can see that we're trying a lot harder and working on things and creating a lot more chances, and I think they know that we should be getting more points. It's just waiting for that penny to drop really, and hopefully it can come Saturday against a strong Stevenage team.
And what about for you? Since the new head coach has come in, he's talked about you as a player and how much potential he sees in you and how much he rates you. So are you enjoying playing under him and what he wants from you?
Yeah, obviously before you come in it was tough for me not being able to get in the squad and stuff, but I kept my head down, worked hard, and it was like a fresh slate for me. Gaffer came in and saw what I could offer the team, and he just put a lot of trust in me, playing me in a position that's allowed me to get on the ball, create more chances, and help the team try and gain more points really. But I appreciate the trust he's put into me, and it's just something I want to keep repaying him moving forward.
And you've still got an eye on getting that league goal?
Trying to, yeah. Like I say, in the position that he's playing me in, it's allowing me to have more chances. I should have put the one away against Newport as well. I just dragged it wide. But yeah, for as long as I'm playing in them positions, I'm always going to keep creating more chances, and hopefully one will drop soon, yeah.
So Hanno really enjoying his role in the number 10 position. He played well again on Tuesday night and said that you guys and girls, the fans, spurred him and the team on to get the equaliser. And as he said in his interview, they're all asking for more of the same from you, of course. Now let's get the thoughts from head coach Matt Bloomfield, who we spoke to at the training ground yesterday.
Matt, lots of positives around after the game on Tuesday, taking the point against Crawley, so hoping to carry that on into the Stevenage game on Saturday.
Yeah, most certainly. There was obviously parts of the game that we were disappointed with and things that we want to improve on, so it's not, as I said after the game the other night, it's not blind positivity, it's realistic positivity. I think there was lots of positives to take from the game. We've looked through those today, but we've also looked through the bits that we want to improve on, so there's plenty to take from every game at the minute, as there always is in football. There's always going to be bits you want to get better at and things you want to take forward with you, and Tuesday night was no different, but we want to focus on those positives. We created plenty of opportunities to score goals, we played on the front foot, we played with energy, all the things that we've kind of been asking of the group, and I feel like they're really taking that into the match days at the moment. We want that to continue.
Yeah, and like you say, lots of positivity but things to improve on, and the biggest thing is to get those points on the board. When you're playing teams around you and you don't pick up maximum points, does it create more pressure when you are facing top teams like Stevenage?
No, every game's only worth 3 points, so every game's worth the same to us than any other. So that's the way we'll approach it. We've obviously got to respect every opponent that we play against, and Crawley had been on a good run. They'd won 3 games previously to us, I think 2 league games and a EFL trophy, so we knew that they were on a good run, so we respect the point that we got against them. Of course we want to win every game we play, of course that goes without saying, but you've got to respect the point and move on, and Stevenage this weekend will be no different. You know, they're a real good team. Set up really well by Steve and his staff, so we know what threat they're going to pose, so we respect them again, but we'll also want to be positive and focus on ourselves at the same time, and Saturday will be no different to that. You know, Crawley was like that, this Saturday will be no different, and then we'll make sure we come in tomorrow morning on Friday and train well, prepare for the game, and look forward to attacking it on Saturday.
Yeah, a Steve Evans side, Stevenage, and I'm sure you know well in the ways in which Steve sets up a side. So how do you make sure you can go out and play the way you want to play against them? Yeah,
Steve's got a track record of a really good manager, and they've got a real proven track record in League One and League Two. So I know him and his staff pretty well from playing against them over the years at Boston, and Gillingham, and other places maybe as well that I've forgotten, and Stevenage as well early this season with Wickham. I went there in the EFL Trophy, and I know Rev's pretty well, who's on his staff as well. So they're good people, and they know how to set up a team to win football matches. So we respect that most certainly. But as I said earlier on, we've got things that we want to focus ourselves on, and we want to focus on our positives and make sure we keep bringing that on a Saturday and a Tuesday.
And there's always talk with Colchester United around formation and the system that gets played, and you've been very vocal about the fact you want to be on the front foot, you get forward, there's lots of chances created under you. Do you feel you've got everyone and you know everyone now in the systems and the roles you want them to play? We've been talking to Luke Hannon this afternoon, and he feels he's relishing the opportunities that you're giving him in the role that you're putting in. So you feel like you've got everyone where you want them in that system? I
think you're always learning about footballers. You're always learning about games, and every game presents different tactical nuances. Every game presents different ways to approach it, and I don't know what the talk is about formations or whatever, but I've just tried to put a strategy and a structure in place where we're going to try and attack, and whether that means whatever formation, it's kind of the way that we're trying to go about our business and the positivity of which we're trying to go about our business, and that won't change from game to game. So that's what I want to kind of focus on. I think Hanno's been absolutely brilliant. He's played a couple of different positions for us, but he always approaches his game from what I'm seeing with a real energy and an enthusiasm, and all the things I've been asking for all of the boys. And everyone's been the same, to be honest. Everyone's been great since we've walked in the building. So we're learning about people every day. It's still only less than 4 weeks. It's 4 weeks tomorrow since I've been in the building, so you can't learn everything about everybody everywhere in 4 weeks. That's nigh on impossible. But obviously with every day and every game, and we move forward, a lot of things become clearer. But I'm really pleased with a lot of the things the boys have done in those 4 weeks. It's been a relentless schedule in terms of games, very limited time to have loads and loads of tactical work on the training ground. So we're trying to implement it in as many ways as we can. So no, I'm certainly going to be focusing on the positives. I think everyone's got to know me well enough by now to know that that's going to be my approach, and that won't change.
Yeah, like you say, it's a month this week that you have been in charge. You probably haven't had any time really to reflect on it, because it has been quite relentless with the games and getting used to everything. But has it been what you expected? How was your first month of being a head coach been?
It's been absolutely incredible. I've loved every single moment of it. It's not let me down in terms of intensity and schedule and all the rest of it that I expected. I've got several friends and ex-colleagues that I know who've been in similar positions, so you obviously see what their life's been like, and it's been amazing. I've not had any time to sit and reflect, because it's been pedal to the metal and full-on work, and I wouldn't change it for a moment. I love my personal life, but also love my working life, and it gives me a real energy and desire and hunger to get up every morning, and first thing I do is make a coffee, get in the car and come to the training ground. It's the best way to start the day, and I love it. So yeah, it's been everything I hoped and more, and I hope that we can keep moving forward and keep improving and keep trying to channel everything that we want to do in the right direction.
Have you been in touch with some of those ex-colleagues or people with that experience to kind of guide you through it?
Yeah, loads. I've spoken to loads of people. It might be people who I've played against who are now in managerial positions, people who I knew when I was in the youth team. I spoke to Liam Manning this week, I've spoken to Russell Martin this week, I've spoken to Michael Duff this week, I've spoken to loads of people just because they're friends now and they're ex-colleagues or people I've met on courses. I was at the pro licence application on Sunday, and I was speaking to some managers who are on that about different bits and pieces. And I think the main thing that I've got to try and concentrate is being authentic, being myself. But through conversation and other people's learnings, you try and take bits and pieces from what they've taken already. And if you need to implement it, you do. If you don't, you let it go and move on. So, yeah, you can't. One thing I certainly won't be doing is trying to lead by committee. I'm not certainly going to go and ask everyone else's opinion, what should I do? Most certainly not. But at the same time, it's nice to have friends and ex-colleagues who are in these positions that you can just talk to about, different bits and pieces along the way. And I was doing that when I was playing, I was doing that when I was coaching, and that's no different now being head coach. It's just part of the football family. You just kind of, you love, and to love football, and you talk about it 24/7 pretty much. My wife and my kids get fed up of me keep going on the phone and talking football to various different people. But like I say, I love it, and it's a great part of the job.
And something that was very clear when you were talking after the game on Tuesday is how much you're enjoying helping the younger players. You talked about Junior Chamadou and how much he wants to learn all the time. And you have got players across the whole spectrum of age within the squad. And you talked as well about John Akinde, who's kind of in the middle of that and not wanting him to just settle being a super sub, as you put it. But across all those ages and experience of the players, do you relish that, getting the best out of them, whether they are at the start of their career or whether they are further along?
100%. I think that's one of the most rewarding parts of the job. Whether you're a coach, a head coach, a manager, or whatever the case may be, trying to help people, I think, is a real big driver in my life. It's a real big rewarding aspect of working in football. And whether that be young lads, as we discussed with Juna, Marley, Alamin, whether that's the peak age players, where we've got Alex Newby and Luke Hannon, or the older guys who we've got in the squad as well. I think that you've always got to be open-minded as a player. I always try to be growth mindset and open-minded to try and improve. Even in the last year or two of my football career, I wanted to get better, and I can see some of those traits in some of the guys that we've got here as well. I think whatever you're doing in life, whatever you're doing and whatever you're up to, I think you have to be open to new challenges. You have to be open to getting better every day, and that's something that drives me, and that it drives some of the boys as well. And seeing that you can help people, I think, is a massive driver in my life, and that's what I love to do. Yeah.
So Matt, looking for all the positives and the strengths to take into this weekend's game. And there was plenty of those on show Tuesday evening against Crawley Town. You can head over to our socials and the website for all the latest team news. If you do want to contact us here, media@colchesterunited.net. That's the email address about any mentions, anything for the programme or the big screen on a match day. Lastly from us, we'll leave you with some highlights from a classic win over Stevenage. We're going back to October 2019. A 3-1 victory and goals from Eastie, Frank Nublet and Kwame Poco. Go out there, enjoy the game, and I'll see you on Wednesday for the midweek show. Till then, it's goodbye for now.